Hey there, and welcome to the wonderful world of powder actuated tools. We're going back to about 1950, 1951 and the Powder Power Tool Corporation of Portland, Oregon, and the Drive It 300. This tool operates the same way as the Ramset 122. You unthread it, insert your fastener, powder load in the breech plug, and this is a long breech plug for low power. Reassemble the tool. Depress, twist to fire. This button here is to adjust the guard so that you can get down into channel, and then once it was released, the guard would snap back into position. This is something I've never seen before. This is a short version of the tool. Works the same way. The tool has a full power breech plug in it, the short breech plug. Probably because it's a short tool, eh? But this tool would have had one too. Don't know anything about that tool, never seen it before. I speculate that it's either like a prototype, maybe it was made special for a customer who had to get into some narrow areas, kind of like how the guard is made to spin to get into narrow areas that way up against the wall. Maybe he had to get between walls or between a ceiling or in between girders or something, I don't know. Or it could have just been a factory reconditioned program in which they took some tools, cut them short, and recycled some parts. Or it could have even been a way to compete against the Remington Mighty Mite 456 and also recycle parts. Don't know, never seen one before, but that one does have plenty of use. When you purchase a Drive It 300 kit, it would have come with 4 different breech plugs. The full power breech plug that is in this tool, the low power one that is in this tool, and 2 in the middle. This was so you could achieve the 4 different power levels using one full strength power load, the heavy powder load, without having to buy all the different levels, power levels. This tool here, I would assume, only had 1 breech plug, so we're not going to count that right at the moment. So each one of these breech plugs here, except for the full power one, has a couple of holes in the top, and since they're going to be kind of hard to see, I just ran a red tie through that one so you can see the 2 vent holes. So these were not only vented in the barrel, vented by this angled cutoff here, but they were also vented at the top. The Drive It 300 takes a bit of time to load. You have to unthread the 2 pieces, load it, thread them back together. Eventually, the Powder Power Tool Corporation got a hold of the 330 being made in Australia, and they incorporated the hinge in this tool, which I have featured before, the Drive It 320. Now, at the time, I mentioned that the breech plug looks to be broken, which it is, and this tool will not drive a 3-inch pin. There's no reason why it shouldn't. At the time I speculated that there were more portholes in the barrel. In a way there is. It's apparently vents around the breech plug where these holes are. So one of these days I'm going to test that tool with some of these other breech plugs and see if that gets it to sink a 3-inch pin, because there's no reason why it shouldn't. And the last tool I'm going to show here is this Drive It 320. which looking at the serial numbers, I'm going to assume it is older than this one. For some reason it's longer, but that shouldn't affect the power because the barrels down here, everything seems to be the same. It's just the length of the firing mechanism. So, has for these tools the time frame. This is 1950, 1951. This would have come later. It is possible that these two tools were sold alongside each other for a short period of time. I don't know. Eventually they probably would have gone to this tool because it is quicker to operate. However, that is obviously cheaper to manufacture, so who knows? Some people probably couldn't afford a hinge. So one of these days I am going to fire this tool with an intact breech plug, and I'll probably compare it against one of these tools, if not more, and I might even use some of these other breech plugs just to see. But I'm not going to go into that now. That's a whole nother can of worms. So that will be it for today. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.